Hello there, greetings to all of you. My name is JD from Studio 2105. I'm back with a short video to prove to you why you should never use an MP3 during the recording or the production process. Now, many of you would probably know an MP3 is a compressed audio format that's really only meant to be used by the end user. It is, after all, a consumer playback format. Now, many musicians, right, or clients who come in the studio, maybe they want to record vocals or some other instrument, and they bring a backing track. Very often they will come, right, or sometimes they will email me only an MP3. And then when I get an MP3, I will immediately ask them, hey, do you have the WAV file version instead? And they could be wondering why, why you want to make life so difficult. I send you an MP3 already, that's easy, right? I can send it to you via WhatsApp or some other social media. But I'll show you right now why you should never use an MP3 during the recording process, or in fact, during any stage of the entire production process in the studio. First of all, I have already pulled out WaveLab. So WaveLab is an audio editor. What I will do first of all, I'm going to insert the WAV file in here. So this is a file, as you can see, full mix, 16-bit, 44.1 master. There we go. So let's line up on one, okay? What I've done, right, is I have taken this master WAV file and I also converted it into an MP3, right? So this MP3, I send it out to the client for listening. It's easy, it's convenient, right? Because they don't want to be downloading big files. Now, I'm going to insert on the lower track the MP3 version. So let me go and look for it. It is in my thumb drive. And here we go. There it is. So it's going to importing. All right, here we go. So at first glance, everything looks fine. Everything seems to be okay. But when you zoom in closer, I'll show you why this is not an ideal situation. So again, the top is the WAV file and the bottom is the MP3. Okay, I'm going to scroll it over, move it over to this side, right, so that you can see it. Otherwise, right, my face is going to be blocking the audio. So now they are both okay, aligned. First glance, it looks like it's okay. Zoom in. Let's zoom in and see. I will put the cursor on this transient, right? So it's easier to see lah. And immediately you are going to see this problem. You see this? Here. And this part here. Remember, the top is the WAV file. The bottom is the MP3. You can see that the MP3 is delayed. It is late by, let's check out how many seconds is this. It's late by about 48 milliseconds here, roughly 50 milliseconds. Or 50 milliseconds you may feel is not a big deal, but it actually is, okay? 50 milliseconds is a very, very discernible delay. So why does MP3 have this little delay? Why is the MP3 file starts a little bit further back? This is very simple. It's because of the encoding process, right? So, right, you take the original WAV file, which is the high resolution original file, and you run it through the encoder, and encoding is a process which takes time. So your output is already going to be delayed. Some of you might have been working with MP3s, right? And you've always said, hey, it's never really been a problem. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? Okay, here's why. Now, true, most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, when you do this and you work with an MP3, fine lah, it's not going to be an issue, it's not going to be a problem, okay? But there will be that occasion, there have been times where this is what happens, okay? So when you bring an MP3 in, you import it, it is going to be slightly late, slightly behind, and then you record on top of the MP3. Everything sounds fine in the studio, okay? Now, when you take those vocals and you take it back home, or you send it off to another producer elsewhere, they have the original WAV files, and when you import those tracks, what's going to happen? It's going to feel slightly late. It's going to feel slightly behind, okay? because you have recorded to the MP3, which is slightly late at the studio, at the recording studio here, it sounds fine, everything is fine. But when you re-import it back into your project back home, it's still in time, but then it feels like not really in the pocket. No, it's slightly late, slightly behind. And depending on the style of music, sometimes this can be very obvious. Sometimes it can be, it feels maybe a little bit more laid back. And right, immediately when I show this to clients, they immediately realize and see that, hey, oh yeah, that's actually why, they have been experiencing before. They have told me sometimes when they feel that when they bring the files back, it feels like, hey, why my timing feels a bit off, why it seems like it's not really locking in properly with the music, even though everything sounded fine. So there you go, right? This quick little explainer video to show you why, right, you should not use MP3s during the recording process. Always export the WAV file, send the WAV file, right, if you're working in the studio with different engineers. It's not that, the audio engineer that you work with is being an audio snob, they're being an audio geek. They're not doing it just because they are trying to make life difficult or hard for you, or they're just trying to be snobbish. There is a real actual proper reason, and I've demonstrated why in this video, okay? Right, so there you go, okay? We found this video useful and informative. Please do leave a like, do share it, and please do become a subscriber as well to the Studio 2105 channel, okay? I'll really appreciate it. See you again in another video. All right, stay safe, stay happy and healthy. Happy recording and mixing. Peace, love, music. Out.